Welcome to the global trail blazing paths across our world. A nation smaller than a Bangkok district. Yet, it buys more weapons than Vietnam and Thailand combined. Here, your cappuccino might cost more than in Tokyo. But forget to flush a toilet, that stray tissue could cost you $150. They say Singapore is spotless, rich, the safest place you'll ever visit. But what they bury deeper than trash is the fear of punishment. Are you ready to hear the hidden rules they never want you to know? Stay curious, because Singapore's secrets start right here. Singapore, a grain of sand on the map, yet a fortress of glass and steel, born in the shadows of colonial scars, raised on sheer discipline and restless ambition. Today, it's a place where rules shine brighter than the city lights, where every street corner hides a camera, and every smile might conceal a silent code. This is not the postcard Asia you've seen. It's something rarer, a nation that traded chaos for order, freedom for control, and still calls it paradise. But beneath the spotless streets, the fines, the fear something stranger waits, because what no one tells you is what really holds this tiny giant together. And it starts with a single unspoken word: Bay, the tiny giant with hidden teeth. Forget peaceful postcards here. Silence hums under the roar of cargo ships and the shadow of stealth jets. Singapore, smaller than a single New York borough, ranks among the top 5 arms importers on Earth. A city that trades spices and semiconductors by day and buys missiles by night. Container cranes dance at dawn while hangars glow with billion-dollar machines that never sleep. Why? Because prosperity here is fragile, perched between giants, stitched together by trade lanes and guarded by radar towers sharper than its skyline. The world sees luxury malls and rooftop gardens. Few see the invisible iron walls, the quiet drills, the ships waiting just beyond the harbor lights, in the Lion City. Peace is a contract signed in steel and enforced by sons in uniform. Every polished skyscraper is mirrored by a hidden bunker. Every glass wall backed by concrete secrets. So next time you sip champagne above the clouds, ask yourself, how much security do you need to feel safe? And what does it cost to keep pretending it's free? Mandatory obedience. Forget freedom by choice here. Freedom is drafted, starched, and ironed like a uniform. Every Singaporean son signs away 2 years to stand in line, rifle in hand, boots aligned on spotless barracks floors. It's more than duty, it's discipline, wired into muscle and memory. At 18, boys trade textbooks for bunk beds, swapping teenage dreams for orders barked before dawn. Fathers nod, they wore the same boots, saluted the same flag, whispered the same silent prayers during midnight drills. Outside, the city feels safe because these sons stand guard. Year after year, reservists until 40. Ready when the alarm calls. Obedience here isn't fear, it's pride. Routine. A pact no one breaks. But when everyone learns to follow, who remembers how to ask why? And what happens when rules reach where no uniform fits your mind? Cleanliness or control? Forget messy streets here. Even your flush is under watch. In Singapore, failing to flush a public toilet can cost you 100 dinars. One slip, one careless handle, and you're a criminal with a dirty secret. Public signs bark reminders above spotless stalls: flush or fine. No second chance. But under the bright tiles and gleaming faucets hides something bigger: cleanliness as control. A city so clean you'd swear dirt never existed because it's fined out of existence. It's not just toilets. Chewing gum banned, littering hefty fines, spit on the street. Good luck explaining that to the officer watching from a hidden CCTV. The world applauds Singapore's shine, but few wonder what's scrubbed away with the grime. So next time you step into a sparkling bathroom, ask yourself, is spotless freedom still freedom at all? The fastest walkers. Forget lazy strolls here. The streets move faster than your thoughts. Singaporeans are the world's fastest walkers, pacing at over 6 km/h as if every second lost might cost them more than money. Watch any crosswalk, downtown suits and sneakers blur past glowing malls and hawker stalls. No lingering, no idle chatter feet drum the pavement in perfect rhythm. It's efficiency worshipped at street level. Why hurry? Because space is tight. Time is tighter. Every delay ripples through a city that survives by moving trade. Trains, tempers, all on clockwork speed. Slow down and you're left behind or fined for blocking the flow. The rush keeps the city clean, rich, ready. But what does it leave behind? And when the feet finally stop, what happens to the mind still racing? The Millionaire, Mirage. Forget equal streets here. Every clean sidewalk hides a silent gap. 1 in 6 Singaporeans is a millionaire, the highest ratio in the world. Skyscrapers glisten with penthouse lights. Supercars whisper past old housing blocks clinging to the ground below. Wealth here isn't an accident. It's precision engineered. Low taxes, open ports, endless trade lanes, riches stacked on riches, compounding in glass towers. But step behind the mirrored lobbies, and you'll find cramped flats, generations squeezed tight, paying for square meters like gold. Prosperity glows for tourists' Orchard Road, Marina Bay Sands, rooftop bars where the city sparkles like a jewel box. But for many locals, that sparkle blinds more than it lights. How do you measure success when you can't afford to live next door to it? And when the city gets richer, who really gets paid? Caning pain behind order. Forget gentle warnings here. Order has teeth. In Singapore, vandalize a wall. Break a rule big enough you don't just pay a fine. You feel the cane bamboo whips, delivered by trained hands, counted strokes echoing in sterile rooms. It's swift, strict, unapologetic. A teenager tagging a train carriage might walk out with scars that speak louder than any lecture. Supporters call it fair crime stays low. Streets stay safe. No one dares test the line twice. Outside, neon lights glow. Tourists sip cocktails under city trees. Inside, the law reminds everyone, cross the line. Pay in flesh. A paradise this clean doesn't stay clean by chance. It's scrubbed by fear as much as pride. So when the pain fades, what lesson really remains, and what freedoms get whipped away with every stroke? Singlish rules bent by words. Forget polished English here. The streets speak their own code. Chope means saving a seat with a tissue packet. La ends every sentence like a wink that says, relax, we're local. Singlish is messy, loud, and gloriously unapproved, a swirl of English. Malay, Hokkien, Tamil. It breaks grammar like a quiet rebellion under spotless laws. Teachers frown. Governments campaign to speak good English, yet every hawker center hums with Singlish chatter. It's the island's softest secret under military drills and strict fines. The people bend language to stay free. One word, half a grin, and the rules dissolve just for a breath. A laugh, a reminder not everything here follows the manual. So next time someone says "canla," ask yourself, if words can break the rules, what else might slip through? Hawker centers the secret social glue. Forget fine dining here. Real luxury lives on plastic stools under buzzing neon fans. Hawker centers are Singapore's true kingdom. A sprawl of sizzling woks, plastic plates, and uncles arguing over who serves the best chili crab for $5. Where else can millionaires and migrant workers share the same greasy table, slurp the same spicy laksa, grin through clouds of steam and gossip? Michelin stars hang above stalls smaller than your bedroom. Because flavor here doesn't care who you are, only how hungry. It's more than cheap food. It's a quiet equalizer. Amid fines, cameras, spotless streets, the hawker center stays messy, loud, human. A tiny island of freedom where rules soften, strangers share, and money forgets its power for a moment. But as glass towers climb higher, who protects these crowded, chaotic corners? And when they're gone, what's left to hold a nation together? Singapore, the spotless streets, the hidden fines, the quiet threats stitched behind a neighbor's polite nod. A nation so small you could cross it before your coffee goes cold, yet so sharp it dares giants to test its peace. Behind every skyscraper, a bunker hums. Behind every camera, a reminder: obey, flush the toilet, walk fast, speak soft, but whisper your real stories in Singlish under flickering hawker lights. This island built itself not just on trade lanes and steel, but on an unspoken contract: sacrifice freedom, gain security, sacrifice noise, gain order, sacrifice chaos. Build a garden so clean, even wild thoughts feel out of place. And yet, under the towers, between plastic stools, in bowls of greasy noodles and broken English, something wild survives. The untamed, the unpolished, the laugh that says, we're more than laws, more than fines, more than polished glass. In the end, Singapore isn't just a miracle of money or a cage of rules. It's a mirror asking every visitor one quiet question. How much freedom would you trade for a place that never dares to fall apart? So now you know Singapore's spotless secrets, the rules, the hidden teeth, the quiet bargains traded for safety. Would you live here? Would you trade your messy freedom for spotless streets and silent order? Drop your answer below. Yes, if you'd take the deal. No, if you'd run the other way. Tell us why your thoughts keep this trail alive. And if you crave more truths, Asia hides in plain sight. Don't miss our next dive. Life in Singapore. A unique country with beautiful women who love foreigners. The link's pinned in the comments. Welcome to the global trail, blazing paths across our world. Stay curious, stay wild. See you in the next secret.